a straight razor surprise. What do I mean by that? Well, I got in the mail a straight razor from my friend Robert. You guys know him as No Name Bear. And I'm excited because he also sent some other goodies. Um, he sent this soap, which I'm excited to try. It is called Fatherhood. So I'm excited to try this. Omid, you got in here first, man. Thanks for being here. Hope you're doing well, man. Just got back from work, and I'm going to be trying Fatherhood. This was sent to me by my friend Robert No Name Bear. Alex is here, 757 History. Thanks for being here. Eric is here. Neiman is here. Oh, wow, you guys are pouring in. So, yeah, Robert sent this to me, No Name Bear. I'm going to start saying No Name Bear because there's two Roberts in the community that are really close to me, so don't want to have any confusions there. Borb is here. Happy Friday, Borb. Hope you're doing well. And he also sent me a conical edge, No Name Bear. And this is a wedge, if you see the grind. So I'm excited to try that because I love wedge razors. So I'm going to do the lather here with you guys. Hope you guys don't mind that. I have been enjoying doing these live streams and talking to you guys in the chat and kind of taking it slower because usually the long form, I say long form, but my format that I've been doing is actually pretty quick. My videos are like 5 minutes, 6 minutes long because I don't want to take too much of your time. What does it smell like? It does smell like a dad. So it's called Fatherhood, and it smells like a dad. I don't know if No Name Bear is putting some bad juju on me. How you doing, brother? You haven't replied to my message on Facebook, Duarte. No, but it smells cologne-y. I like the cologne soaps. So I am happy with how it smells, and my partner is happy how it smells. Since I am doing a shave with things that were sent to me by Robert, I am using the horse hair knot that he gave me. And I also have a conical edge of mine nearby, not because I want to compare anything, but because I honed it and I want to check how it's doing. It's not the kids you have to worry about. It's all the problems that come after the kids, Okay, so I'm lathering the soap here. I am bowl lathering because I do enjoy bowl lathering, and I'm trying to put that here in frame. I feel like I have more control when I bowl lather. And I think for beginners, they also have more control when they're bowl lathering. Ooh, I see Martin Test Shaves in the chat. How you doing, Martin? Hope you're doing well, my friend. There's nothing wrong with bowl lathering. You do get some benefits when you face lather because you're massaging your face and you're working the soap into the skin and into the pores. Okay, we have a question here by Neiman. A conical question. Noticeable difference between La Gris finish or other veins? I don't want to say veins. There are differences in the stones themselves. It is my opinion that the vein only gives you a higher chance for the conical that you want, but it doesn't specifically will be certain that a Ledrosante will be a hard, nice finisher, a hard stone, It's only a chance. At the end of the day, they are all natural stones, and Mother Nature creates these stones the way she wants them to. So I have had Lagrisses that are great finishers, better than some more exotic veins, let's say. For me, I love the La Gris, I think La Gris gets a bad rep. I've said this before in my videos. You have to understand the cuticle and where it fits in your progression. I've never had a bad cuticle, never had one that doesn't finish, but there are some that get to that finish a lot easier. And so you have to decide, do you want to enjoy when you're sharpening your razor, or do you just want to have a hard time honing that razor? You know, sometimes the challenge is also something interesting that we like doing. So if I only cared about the edge, I would go synthetic all the way and then finish on a natural for some laps, and that would get me a razor that performs really well. But sometimes you want to have the challenge of, can I really do a one-stone hone? But I'm kind of deviating from your question here, my friend. Every vein will be different a little bit, and every stone will have its own. I'll go one step further and say every stone has different characteristics, and I hope I'm saying that right. They all have their own unique little taste. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents on the matter. Bill M is in the chat. Hope you're doing well, Bill. I just got done from having a good production day at work. I'm happy with how today went. I'm really happy in life, you know, having a good time. I'm at a good place right now, work-wise and job-wise. I'm not gonna shave with my left hand with my eyes closed. I'm getting a really nice lather here from this Fatherhood. And like I was saying before, I kind of want to go back to lathering. I've seen a lot of people say that face lathering is better for the skin and how it goes into the pores, and I agree. I agree that you have to work the lather. What I feel that a lot of people don't mention or fail to mention or forget to mention is that you can bowl lather, right? It's a lot easier to stay consistent in the bowl and what you add to the soap, which is just water. And after that, if you work it long enough on your face, it does the same thing as if you were face lathering from the start. Just make sure that you're working it in, you know? And I think I have a really nice consistency here. So I'm going to dump some water here on the side. I like having a wet face from the start. And I have my bougie spray. Oh my God. My future wife is in the chat. Leave her alone, guys. I know, Eric. Hope you're doing well, Eric. Neiman, I am glad I answered your question. And like always, I have a Coke in hand. Sponsor, please. All of the above. So, prepping my face, I have some Dawn of Glory by Goodfellas Smile. Don't need this, I don't think, but I like how it feels. And I like massaging it into my face. What you guys don't usually see in my videos is the pre-shave rituals that I do. Leave some women for the rest of us. I only got mine. Yeah, I got some cartridge razors. One is my future wife's cartridge razor, and the other one is mine for when I want to shave some other body parts. Grow back the handlebar mustache. So I like massaging my face and working it in. This is something I edit out of the videos, but this is something I really enjoy. And I like the Goodfellas Smile. It was recommended by Sean G, and I really appreciate it. I have about 2 to 3 days of growth, and I wanted to leave some growth for trying out No Name Bear's conical edge. So yeah, for those that are joining just now, I'm going to be trying out Robert's conical edge, and I have a conical edge that is my own that I'll be also trying, but I'm not trying it because I want to compare No Name's Bear edge with my edge. I'm trying it out because I honed it, and I want to see where I'm at. I do not like those type of people in the community that want to compare their edges with somebody else's edges to make themselves look better. I have no respect for those cowards. If you have nothing good to say, don't say anything at all. All right, so fatherhood. Robert wanted me to try this, trying it out. This is from Murphy and McNeil. And it says it's Cape Cod here. It is duck fat, tallow bear. So cocoa butter, goat milk. Interesting stuff in there. It smells really good. So, like I was saying, I feel like something that doesn't get talked about enough is working the soap in the face. Everybody says that face lathering is better. Bowl lathering does the same if you take the time to work it in the skin. So, you have it prepped in your bowl, and then you take the time to massage it inside the skin. Splay that brush. I have a nice horsehair brush here that I'm enjoying. So yeah, I got the soap close to where I wanted it in terms of volume and slickness and whatnot. And now I want to work it in just as I would if I was face lathering. I like the way Bill says it. You should try another edge to get something to chase after. Sean and everyone else, there isn't a shave better or worse way to shave. There's what works for you and what doesn't. Exactly right, my friend. My dad wants me to try electric shaving, and I promised him I would. So in the future, I'll do an electric shave. So I'm working here. I'm working the lather, making sure it's getting into the pores. And like I said, I'm doing these lives because I kind of like just pressing record and going to town, talking with you guys. Okay, let's get serious. Adding some hydration now, because I feel this soap can take a little bit more water than what I currently have. Alex, I see you're in the chat. Your lather has been really good lately. It's a lot more wetter. You're using more soap, which that was a great move, using more soap. Soap is cheap. Oh yeah. I think it doesn't show too much in the camera, but it has a nice shine to it, the soap. Yeah, I'm looking at the camera. It doesn't show it as much as it does in real life. I'm also using the front-facing camera, so there's not as much detail. But that is good. Trust me, that is good. It's nice and wet. All right. Does it really have to be perfect? Let me see here the chat real quick. I have developed a split personality to compare edges. It's JPO, John Peter, and Mr. Oman. Oh man. Okay. JPO's conical edge. It is a wedge, about 5/8. I'm excited. Yeah, let's see how it forms. Oh boy. Very, very different from last time that that Robert had sent me a conical edge. Now it has that wedge comfort, as you guys can see, something that I've talked about in the past. This wedge, compared to some of my hollow ground razors, does not have as much audible feedback, and that's normal. Grow back a mustache or handlebar? Man, you're not the first person that said that in today's live, so it seems like a lot of you guys want me to grow back that mustache. Man, I need to get myself a wedge. Because some razors, some stones give you comfort in terms of the edge that they produce, but as well as grinds. All right. Great edge, Robert, or No Name Bear. Very different from last time that you sent me a conical edge. Yeah, I'll have to ask how you did it, but I'll ask you in our private chat that we have. Muting the tips of this frame back. It is Swedish steel. It has a conical edge. And again, I'm not comparing No Name's Bear edge with mine. I'm simply, I honed this and I want to see where it's at. Now this one has a lot more feedback than the wedge. So I know this is good. My frame back is good. To pay respects to Robert, I'm not going to shave with this anymore. I'm going to shave with the razor that he sent me because it's really nice. It's more than keen enough. So I'm happy. Robert's review is here, guys. Hope you're doing good, Robert. Today I'm using Fatherhood by Murphy and McNeil. This was sent to me by Robert. You know him as No Name Bear. And he also sent me this conical edge. Well, it said it had a conical edge, so I'm assuming it is a conical edge. Man, I'm a big fan of wedges. Psycher 2, Manuel, hope you're doing well. That's my buddy from when I was a kid. Love you, brother. Hope you're doing well. All right, first pass, really nice. Sean, let the mustache grow bigger and thicker next time. I gotta ask the missus. She's the boss. So, having a little sip of Coca-Cola, zero. So in terms of closeness, that took out all the stubble. It's not BBS, but it's super nice. That edge that he sent me, it didn't feel it felt smooth because of the wedge. The apex definitely felt nice and acute. So, Robert, you killed it, brother. Let's go again. All right, let's add a little bit more hydration to the face. Going in with Fatherhood by Murphy and McNeil. Has a nice cologne scent to it. I am painting the soap into the face, and now I'm splaying it and working it in. That's a point I really want to drive home with this live today, is that just because you bowl lather does not mean that you're not getting the benefits you're getting from face lathering. You can lather the soap in the bowl, and after you're done, don't just paint it on, work it in the pores, just as you would if you were face lathering. And if that works for you and you feel like you have more control when you're building that lather, then do it. Why not? Do I like this brush? I love this brush. In fact, here's the story behind it. Last time, No Name Bear sent me some gear. He said, I want you to try this horse brush. And I told him once I tried it, I tried everything that he sent me. And I asked him, how much do you want for that brush? And he was like, nah, man, just keep it. So I am very thankful to No Name Bear for giving me this horsehair brush. It's one of my favorites. It's like a combination of a boar bristle and a badger. It's very soft like a badger. I don't know. It just feels like it has a little bit more. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. All right. Now that I worked it in, I'm painting the soap. My friend Rick Ritson is here, so he's making some videos now, so you guys should most definitely check him out. I love Rick. He's funny as hell. All right, so I splayed the brush. I worked the soap into my pores, just as you would as you were face lathering, but now I'm painting and I'm adding water with my bougie sprayer. All right, Robert, take care, my friend. By the way, nice, Robert, reviews. Nice ASMR video that you did this week. I think I read in your comments that you posted it earlier than you were intending to, so but shit happens. Thank you, everybody who's here live with us. We're just having a good time. All right. That's nice and wet. And that's what she said. So I'm like the speed shaver, but when I'm doing lives, I like to take my time and enjoy the shave with you guys. Wow. No Name Bear absolutely killed it with this edge. All right. Yeah, after this shave, I think I'm gonna. After this shave, I think I'm gonna go get myself a wedge razor or a near wedge. Okay. It's very smooth, Rick, and I think that's because of the apex feels very thin. It doesn't feel. I gotta ask him what he did with this because it's not your typical. It's not your typical conical edge. Well, not the way I'm used to, anyway. Very nice, though. Johan is here, Shaven Butcher. And Johan is an OG. He's a rock star. I started this hobby about a year ago. I say a year ago, it's been longer now. But I remember watching him, Dave Card, Matty Lindholm, and I love his jokes. At the beginning of his videos, Johan always makes a joke. Sometimes they suck, but they're very much dad jokes, you know? And I guess it's with the theme. We are using Fatherhood by Murphy McNeil, but some are really funny as well. Sometimes he nails them, and when he doesn't nail them, he still makes me laugh. Thank you, Sven. Thank you. So I've been straight razor shaving for a year and a half now. Very comfortable across the grain. So let's do a third pass. Why not? More people keep joining. And I would say take the time. And we're here to please. And Johan is also not just a straight razor shaver, but he's a axe shaver, just like Martin Test shaves. They have both shaved with hatchets, or what's the difference between a hatchet and an axe? I guess the axe is bigger. The axe is two hands, and then the hatchet is one-handed. But yeah, he's shaved with that as well. And he actually did a really good job. And his style is very unique, which I enjoy. So go check out Johan at Shaven Butcher. He's well, you guys probably already follow him if you're here. So again, I have my lather in my bowl, and I want to get all the same benefits as face lathering. So what do? I make sure I work the lather enough. So if you're new to the hobby and you're honing your own razors and you're getting razors sent out to other people and you're testing out different razors, please try to learn and see what's out there what you haven't tried. And if you like something, chase after it. Don't put other people down to make yourself look bigger, you know. That is the bully's mentality. All right. I like that. Now I'm going to add some water to the face. So I want to get a wedge razor, but I'm looking for the right one. I don't just want to do an impulsive buy. Got a Weight & Butcher special today, 7/8 full hollow, pretty sweet. Weight & Butchers are beautiful. Like, that is, to me, when I think of what is a badass razor, you know? Because of the look, and when I think of a manly person shaving, I think of a Weight & Butcher, you know? It looks aggressive, but they're just beautiful. The steel is nice and soft. It takes a good J-knot edge. So I don't know if you guys can see with the detail of the camera right now, but this is pretty wet. And I know you guys are going to say, well, you know what? When in doubt, just add a little bit more water. I would say, if you're wondering if your lather is correct or not, it's always a better option to be on the wetter side than being on the drier side. Now, this might not apply to you if you're a DE shaver, but I think it does. I think it still does apply to you. All right, we're going against the grain here with this wedge razor. This is a Weight & Butcher. So all right. Nice against the grain on the neck area. Going on the cheeks now. Very nice. When you're shaving, use your other hand. Check if you're BBS, if that's what you're looking for. For a wedge, you want a Sheffield one. Weight & Butcher Wolstenholme with a smile and a barber's notch. This is a man of culture. That is great advice. Definitely that smile. Love a smiling razor. All right. Let's go. Trying to get a good angle here with the mirror. Make sure you're stretching the skin. And there's many ways of stretching the skin. There's many ways of stretching the skin. You can use your hands, but you can also manipulate your face. You can blow air, manipulate it that way, or you can move your mouth from a different size, open it. You know, different ways of doing the same thing. Don't stress about it. You're just shaving. Now, like I said in one of my previous videos, I don't see too many people doing against the grain in the chin area or the mustache area because it's a difficult stroke. Just take your time and practice. I'm no expert. But one thing's for sure, if you're going against the grain in the lip area or chin area, you need a keen edge. And that is some wet lather, and that Murphy McNeil fatherhood is really nice. Just a fantastic shave so far. Robert's recommendations when it comes to soap are always on point. I think we have a very similar style to the soaps that we like. And guys in the chat, what soaps do you like? Citrusy? Do you like perfumey? If you see that your lather is a little bit dry or it's been sitting there for a little time, just put a little more. Soap is cheap. To do this, you want better stability in your hands, so tighten them to your body helps a lot. That's a good advice. Man, that is wet, but chin area for me definitely the hardest part of the stroke, so having it really nice and wet definitely helps. Below the lip isn't hard. It's literally in the chin, and so manipulate your face. And never push anything. If the razor doesn't want to go, don't force it. Just let it happen. Now I have a friend in Norway who is really lucky. He can get BBS just going with the grain and across the grain. And he's lucky because he has good genetics. He doesn't have that much stubble, so I wish I could get 2 passes BBS without doing against the grain. That is nice. Eric said, you ain't in this hobby if you ain't got money to buy soap. Boom shakalaka. Isn't that how it goes? All right, I'm going to put a little soap here in the bottom because I'm using my hand to check where I'm not BBS, you know? Cheeks are always easy to get BBS. The neck, for the most part, is as well. But you always miss one spot or another. And I really want to just keep enjoying this this fabulous Weighted Butcher. I keep saying it's a wedge. I think originally it was a bigger razor, and now it's so small that it looks like a wedge, but I don't think it is. Johan, I think I haven't seen you do a honing video. And I think because I'm a fan of yours, I would go as far as to say that us fans of your content would definitely love if you did some honing videos. And if you have and I missed it, I'm sorry. All right, that is an excellent, excellent shave. What do we do now? Now we do the post. You're rubbish at honing, but they always look so good. Now, the post-shave routine. Gonna go in with the same matching splash, Fatherhood by Murphy and McNeil. This has alcohol in it. Alcohol. So, smells exactly the same. There you guys go, Murphy McNeil, Fatherhood, 2024. This is not my soap. This is not my splash. So, I'm using a lot. Because I gotta send it back, so I didn't pay for it, so I'm gonna use a lot. Oh, that's good. Boom, shakalaka. You're a good actor. All right, once I'm done with that, I like to take a towel and kind of like put a little air in there. But I always like to finish my shaves with Eric's Cajun Blades Gator Grease. This is not sponsored, by the way. I just really love this. It has a bunch of butters, skin food. And I'm way too invested in this hobby, so I'm gonna treat myself good, especially on a Friday night after a nice, good day at work. So I'm gonna treat myself. I don't just put it I put a healthy amount, not just in the cheeks and in the neck, but you know what, I'm gonna take a little bit more. I go in the forehead, I go everywhere in the face and massage it, you know? I like to imagine myself as being one of those Indian barbers on YouTube that are massaging in your face, and then they go like, and they hit you in the back of the head. I don't know if you guys seen those guys, they're crazy, but I love watching it. Very satisfying. Seeing someone else get smacked in the face for the expense of a video. Oh yeah. That is a great shave. So, we are done with today's shave. I really enjoy doing these lives. I would exhort you guys to talk with each other in the chat or look at each other. And if you haven't seen someone there before, check their channel out, because there's a lot of guys here that interact with my content and I interact with their content. And they're just some solid dudes. So please check them out. Johan, Martin, Eric the Cajun Blade, Alex, 757 History, Rick Whitson, Robert's Reviews, and the list goes on and on. If I miss someone, please don't get offended. Bill M. All just great dudes. Final closing thoughts. It's a really beautiful edge, No Name Bear. That conical edge was really nice, really keen. It felt different than the ones you sent before. It said it was a conical edge, so I'm assuming it is a conical edge. It felt very acute. It felt keener. It had that comfort from the wedge grind, or not the wedge grind. I think it was a hollow ground razor before. I think it's been grounded so much now that it looks like a wedge, but very comfortable. Fatherhood from Murphy McNeil, chef's kiss. You have excellent taste. I think we have a very similar taste when it comes to scents. And the brush that you sent me, that you gave to me, we have the horsehair, is absolutely beautiful. It's very different from the Badger and the boar and the synthetic. So I always like having options, and I like chatting with you guys. So thank you for being here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Like I said, check each other out, help each other out. Yeah, just have a good time. It's Friday. Get a few beers, get a few buddies, and just, I don't know, have a good time. Life is too short. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.